Facebook in a few minutes. Yolanda, Hinton, Yolanda. Turn on the Facebook. Yolanda, Hinton, Yolanda, Hinton, Facebook. Go to Facebook and I'm about to hear on the Hinton.
Good morning. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live. And I tell you what, talking about a beautiful day, it is absolutely the day the Lord has made, and I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I want to absolutely invite you all in. I want to welcome Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you all like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, go over to YouTube. The newest channel over there is FYI Radio Show. Host Yolanda Hinton. There's also Crystal Records 1 there, CRISTO Records 1. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me. And I promise I will follow you back. It's been a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'm just blessed again to be here. I want to welcome our sponsors real quick. Bulvic Academy is a sponsor. Please visit www.bulvicacademy.com, BULVIC academy.com. Also beardgods.com, www.beardgods, BEARDGODZ, beardgods.com. Make sure you go over there and say, hey, FYI sent me over here, and let them know that we want you all to treat them very good and get some of the wonderful special things that are over there at our sponsors page. Look, this is Monday segment, FYI Monday morning segment, and it's Money and More segment. I have a very, very special guest on FYI this morning. We have Raynard Boyce. Temple Mortgage LLC is the company, and I want to say welcome to you, Mr. Raynard Boyce.
Thank you for having me.
It is good to have you here because I have been hearing about you throughout the years. Temple Mortgage is a household name, and it's just marvelous to be here. Let me share some information about you to our listeners before we get started, and then we're going to talk about, things that you know about, things that our audience may want to know about, and more. So listen, everyone, Raynard S. Boyce Jr. is the owner, president, and senior loan officer of Temple Mortgage LLC, and it's based in Norfolk, Virginia. With 3 decades of top-tier banking and financial experience, Mr. Boyce has established himself as a premier real estate financing expert specializing in specialized lending, investor wealth building, and regional community empowerment. Mr. Boyce is a seasoned mortgage executive and the driving force behind Norfolk-based Temple Mortgage LLC, bringing 30 years of comprehensive banking experience to the table. He also specializes in turning complex real estate ambition into reality. He is highly regarded across the Hampton Roads region for his specialized work in helping veterans navigate specialized financing, as well as his active philanthropic support of local educational scholarships and community advancement programs. I want to welcome you again and talk about a wonderful bio and years of experience. You've done even more than that. You've been on radio, you've pastored in church, just a whole lot of things that have just caused us to say, wow. Mr. Boyce, how do you feel about your journey and the fact that you have been out here just as a specialist doing great things in the community and in business. How do you feel about that?
I feel good, and I feel sometimes, if you can understand what I'm about to say, I feel like I'm catching my second wind at times.
Ooh.
Now the body doesn't react as fast as it did. I'm not gonna lie about that, but the mind feels like it's even sharper.
And
Yeah.
that's what you need. You need that mind. I
Uh,
tell you what, that mind continues to tell you you can go forward. And
yes.
it also, it just it puts before you the things that you've accomplished and the things that you can teach others and pass down to others as well. Where are you from? Are you from Norfolk?
Yes. Yes. Born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia. Product of the course of Churchland High School. Went to high school in Churchland, and
Really?
a proud Spartan, former president of the Student Government Association of Norfolk State University. So yes, I've raised and grown right here.
That is marvelous. I want to talk about some of the things you do at Temple Mortgage. Can you kind of like go over some of the services
Sure.
uh, at Temple Mortgage and a little bit about establishing how you established this company?
Well, early on, um, when I received my license many years ago, and I was telling you before we were discussing how I got started. I actually started almost simultaneously the company and my sojourn and my relationship with WPCE.
Yes.
Someone almost at the same time. They're parallel. I was there for 10 years with
Wow.
Bishop Willis, who's always been a pioneer. He is. It is impossible to mention Temple Mortgage and not mention Bishop Ellie Willis because I actually built my company on the foundation of
Oh, yeah.
PCE radio. I,
Yes.
I would be remiss not to say so. And he kept me there and allowed me to experiment, express, and to teach uninhibitedly. He never
Yes.
put a muzzle on. And, I was younger than now. I could get out there sometimes, you know. you know, yeah, he let me do my thing. And because I saw a lot going on in the community, and of course, Temple, the radio and Temple go together. The radio broadcast, Banking with Irish Boys, was built on godly, visible principles. I considered it biblical finance,
Yes.
and one of the foundational elements, rather, is the fact that our people do truly perish due to a lack of knowledge.
Ooh, yes.
My endeavor to teach the people because I saw that my people, especially brown people, Afro-American people, and poor people, um, tend to be exploited overwhelmingly in financial services.
Yes.
And before we started, I mentioned that it was Reverend Rooks, Alvin Rooks, who I must have to mention in my journey, and of course, Evangelist Dr. Katrina Chase. Had
Yes.
to mention her also. They actually kind of recruited me, and my first broadcast was entitled "If Your Grandmother Has a Mortgage, There's Something Wrong."
Wow.
And I was sitting I had a condo in Portsmouth years ago, and I was sitting on the stoop, and a young man. This was just before the broadcast started, and a young man was telling me his grandmother, was having financial trouble, and she had a mortgage. I was like, "Well, how old is your grandmother?" And
Yeah.
she was a grandmother. I'm a grandfather, but she was a grandmother, like 70, 80-year-old grandmother. And I said, "Well, what is your grandmother doing with a mortgage?" I said, "There's
Yes.
something wrong." And she had signed for some aluminum siding. They were killing us back then with them sidings and those siding companies and all that. And that's where the first broadcast was birthed from. And all the broadcasts were birthed from real life situations of encounters with everyday folks
Yes.
exploited and taken advantage of in financial services, whether it be from credit, whether it be from debt management, whether it be from being denied for reasons that didn't seem readily apparent. I won't cry racism, but I can truly say that there were times that our people didn't always get the benefit of the doubt. And
Yes.
so doing that, I decided to try to be the man in the gap, so to speak, to stand in between those forces and peace and Bishop gave me a forum that I could express that and
Wow.
much further than the people that I encountered. I probably didn't meet as many people as we taught. You know,
Yes.
we taught on tithing for 2 years. I got stuck in the book of Isaiah and couldn't come out. So, I fell in and somebody had to pull me
Yes.
as well. So, because as a Christian, I knew that there were some faith elements that went along with the financial and with the house. We wanted to teach the whole man,
Yes.
not just part of the man. It wasn't just about getting your money right. I got to get your mind right. I got to get your spirit right. Got to get your soul right, because they all go together.
Yes.
And to help us with to stop some of the backwards thinking, so to speak. To really, because I kind of looked at it, and I still look at it more so then than now, that I felt very akin to Joseph, because I grew up in big majority owned mortgage companies. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
Sovereign, now Bank of America,
Yes.
or Norwest Mortgage. I was at a Warehouse, a big mortgage company. And so then when I finally got my license, and there's a lot of history there. The Honorable Speaker of the House, Thomas Moss, was very pivotal in me gaining my license as one of the few Black-owned mortgage companies still to this day in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And we felt it was our responsibility to teach folks as accurately, and sometimes with a bit of a blister, to try to get the point across.
That is marvelous. I had that thinking too. I thought that most seniors in their golden years was debt free.
Yeah,
Just everything was on point. But like you said, it wasn't like that. It was people that, you know, did something or made a mistake, or
yeah,
like you said, made sure that they could get money and loans and things like that, and did not have all the tools to to stay out of the lion's den.
yes,
So,
yeah.
I'm really excited about what you've done, what you're doing, because, like you said, we perish for the lack of knowledge. Let's talk about folk across the board, and when it comes to not just money, but also buying homes and things like that. Where are we? I know during the pandemic, it was just a messy mess, and everybody seemed to take a hit or suffer. In this economy now, how are people faring through, money management, money and finances, and buying homes?
Well, once again, if I were lecturing today, if I were back on peace right now, and of course, I guess for this time I am, I can never teach without having a biblical prescription. And I
Yes.
would really have to say two cannot walk together unless they be in
Ooh,
agreement. It is
yes.
imperative that wives and husbands, grandparents, even because now we have extended families, we could stand to borrow from our Hispanic brothers and sisters, where there may be 4, 5 in a house.
Yes.
It's hard to get Black folks to think about that.
Yes.
But, or however, every year under their model, somebody buys a house. So this year is your turn. And then we say. The next year is my turn. Then we say, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we all go on that mortgage. We go on that deed, right? So at the end, we may have purchased from this one incubator or cocoon, we may have birthed 7 other houses.
Whew.
The 2 people walking in agreement. Until price of homes really haven't escalated to the degree that rent has. People holler about the American dream is out of reach. The problem is income is stagnant. Income
Yes.
hasn't increased. Price of homes really is kind of flat right now.
Yes.
Rent has gone through the roof. Therefore, it's more advantageous still to buy a home, as opposed to paying rent. But if you're not astute, if you're not an astute financial manager, and that's where we suffer, financial management, you've got to distinguish between your wants and your needs.
Yes.
And sometimes the enemy tricks us with turning needs into wants.
Yes.
Everybody can't get a 200 pair of Nike tennis shoes and all that kind of crazy stuff. We've got to store up, because if we have two people, I often I had this thing that I used to teach, and I'm about to rebroadcast it. It's called the corporation of us.
Mm.
And if persons would look at themselves, husband and wives, right? You are a corporation, and whatever the gross yearly income, that's the economic base of that corporation.
Yes.
Oftentimes persons have $100,000 budget, which isn't bad at all for us, right? Just us.
Yes.
We have our corporation of us. However, the problem occurs when you and I start walking in opposite directions, and we get away from the we concept and we get to
Yes.
the me concept. So if I'm spending my money like I want to, people say I'm grown, nobody gonna tell me what to do. And you spending your money like you want to because you grown, and nobody gonna tell you what to do. And at the end of the day, we can't understand where did the money go.
Yes.
The money went because, first of all, we weren't in agreement. We didn't have a budget. We didn't have any planning. We had a lack of trust
Jeez.
in our commitment, because we became one. I think pastors need to go back and reteach and repreach that, to become one. It's you cannot be but so individual in a collective body.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that you lose your individuality as a woman or a man, but we have a collective spirit now, and we have to move as the body collective, which means you can't just go and buy what you want to buy, and you just can't make a whole bunch of crazy financial decisions. You can't, as Bishop Brown would say, the great Bishop Brown of that great church in Chesapeake, you cannot get the cars, Kim Brown it is, you cannot get the cars with the numbers on the back.
Ooh.
You might need to get an alphabet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't get the Audi 5,000, whatever the car is. That's you can't. See? And I've heard him talk about that in the pulpit. See, we talk about, you got to deal with the whole man.
Yes.
You cannot just say, the price of house is this. What is stopping us? And a lot of times what's stopping us is us.
Ooh. Truly.
Yeah, it's us. People perish not only to a lack of knowledge, but to a lack, I could go to part two of this, to a lack of self-control. And then after you spent everything and wasted everything, you got your tax money, you went and bought some rims with it, and did a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and you done took a girls trip, and you done floused all in Dubai and all that. Y'all need to stay out of some of them countries, by the way. And
yes,
now you want to talk about buying a house.
It is amazing, how we look at things and we feel as though, our wants seem to be bigger than our needs. And planning, you mentioned planning. I think sometimes people don't look ahead. They just kind of look at the now, what I can get now, the instant gratification. And then when it comes to getting something serious like buying a home, everything is out of place. Credit is bad, and you just can't move forward because you have not laid a good foundation financially. How can we get there? You said buying and renting. That really amazed me when you said that renting is as high as a mortgage payment. How did we get there? Raymond, how did we get there?
We got there right after COVID with the greedy landlords, because I remember, not to become political, that one Senator Mitt Romney said when people are losing their homes, he said that the market would correct itself because investors would buy those properties. And that's what happened. And then the investors in Wall Street, hedge fund cats got together and they started buying up these foreclosures, and they were instituting rent as like New York rent or West Coast rent, where our income didn't match that. And that's real. And then of course greed set in with this landlord. So if he get that, I'm gonna get this. And if he get that, I'm gonna get that. Then here was the race to the finish. And you'll see right in the great state of New York, where they have that new mayor who's putting in rent control.
Yes.
And I think that they just had some legislation before Congress about the housing shortage. And Senator, was it Ms. Warren, about how, rent control, the need for housing. The bottom line is we have to work collectively together, we have to work to put ourselves in a better position.
Yes.
When you were mentioning the fact that philanthropic things, right? I worked a lot with Norfolk Public School children for many years. They were my vision. They were not never my charity, but my cause. Literacy campaigns, reading campaigns. We have to start from when we see our children right now.
Yes.
Because we have to make sure that we don't destine them to poverty.
Yes.
And if you bringing in C's, D's, F, and G's, I can pretty much guarantee your lot in life.
Jesus.
I can guarantee where you are and where you're not going to be. So a lot of this is not because of demand. Some of these things are self-inflicted wounds. And, when I was coming up, my mother would tell me and my brother, if you already see the game, you know the game, and you become a victim to the game, that's your fault.
Yes.
Because you saw the hand dealt squarely before you. So we have to first start with our children. We have to start with education. We have to start with literacy. Right now, we need to go back in our church halls. We need on Wednesday night. We don't just need to have Bible study, but maybe before Bible study on another night, Tuesday night, Friday night. We need to go back to adult literacy, financial literacy. All Black people, especially, and I'd say poor people as well, are afflicted. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yes.
In the financial services realm more than anywhere else. Not mortgage, because those rates are kind of set in stone. We've gotten away from the arms and all of that. But where are Black people affected? Where are poor people affected at? Auto insurance.
Ooh.
You need any financial service that you have, you should search around and get comparative quotes.
Yes.
Are you paying too much for your health insurance? Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? Do you need all those? I had a friend of mine who was almost a hypochondriac. She had every insurance you could buy.
Oh, wow.
I said, well, is it possible that you get a policy that may have some riders that can?
Yes. So we're talking to Dr. Raynard Boyce, Temple Mortgage. He's going to go out and come back in. I think he's frozen, but he was making some great points. We can't wait to hear more. We're talking about financial management, money management, and making sure we have everything that it takes to, come to the table to buy. And he's just talking just then about, what we do for our children and how we need to educate them. They need to be financially and they need to be literate, financially literate. You're back.
Yeah, I took my grandson a couple of weeks ago to open a bank account.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right at my bank, So he's just turned 8.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm going to ensure that my other grandchildren, their parents, follow suit.
Yeah.
So we don't just jump up and learn how to manage money.
Yeah.
Credit is always has been paramount in terms of being able to navigate in the financial world. You have to pay your stuff on time. And what happens? Everybody that gives us a card, we take a card. You only need one card, maybe 2. If you got a platinum with a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 limit, that's all you need. All those other cards are a recipe for you to get in trouble.
Ooh.
That's all they are. I remember Creflo, I quote a lot of past. I remember Creflo Dollar saying that you spent tomorrow's blessing on today's needed it, got to have it. But you on today's being frivolous, but you spent tomorrow's blessing. Because if we understand, even from a point of indentured servitude, because the devil is always in the details, that 7 years was the number of indentured servitude in the Americas, right? Yes. And it takes 7 years to pay off the average credit card if you pay the minimal payment. 7 years. Now you started moving 12 years of slave. We're talking about 7 years.
7 years of slave.
And if you've got 4, 5 cards,
Jeez.
and it takes 7 years, How much in servitude is that? Because the Bible says that we are the slave, that the borrower is a slave to the lender.
Oh, wow. Absolutely.
Yeah. See, we want to take these biblical concepts, is why I taught from the Bible exclusively on, and some other things, especially the Bible, because it's all in there. We have to understand that it's right there. You are a slave to the lender.
And don't even know it.
They don't even know it. And so by the time I'm gonna give this one 25, I'm gonna give him 5, I'm gonna give them 10. They're just racking up interest. So what's the solution? You saying, Proverbs, Renard, what's the solution? Take the smallest card and start paying the smaller ones first.
Yes.
Pay the minimum payment on the bigger one, but attack those smaller ones. Knock out that Capital one. Knock out that other one. Knock out your Indigo, which I tell people never get an Indigo card. Knock out the big one. Indigo, they straight from the pit of hell. Do not mess with no Indigo cards. Something about them folks. So start knocking those small cards out, and then don't use them anymore.
Wow.
Oh, here's another trick to get you score up. When you pay on your credit card, especially if you can pay it off, always leave a small balance. Never pay it to zero. Always leave $5, maybe 7 or 10, because what you do, you trick the algorithm.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, because see, when you pay it to zero, it feels like they haven't made any money off of you.
Oh.
As long as you leave a small balance, the algorithm feels as though you're still using that card. Okay. When you pay it to zero, they feel like you just got an interest-free loan off of them.
I get it.
So always leave a little something on that card.
Okay.
Yeah, never pay it completely to zero.
Absolutely. Reynard, talk to us about a first-time buyer. What should they come to the table with? You already talked about credit. Talk about that a little bit more, but there should be some other things to keep in mind when you go to a service, like someone comes to your service and say, I want to buy a home. Tell us some of the things they need to do first.
Well, this is not going to sound nice, but I don't do first-time buyers any longer. But
really?
I've done those a year. However, because I did with a different type, I did with veterans and other stuff we're talking about in a second.
Yes.
But I did for years, and it goes right back to credit. The first-time home buyer is really credit-driven. VHDA, Virginia Department of Housing, does a wonderful job with their first-time buyer programs. Most cities, Norfolk Redevelopment has a program, and some of them have their own programs, but they're all kind of based around the first-time home buyer model, which they want a minimum of a 640. But see, then they also get into debt ratio. Most of them want a 40% or 35% debt ratio or less. So there we are again. You could have the score, but your debt ratio is through the roof. And what is debt ratio? You got your front end and your back end. Your back end is all monthly payments, not on creditors, not lights, gas, all creditors plus your mortgage payment divided by your gross income. That's how we determine your back end ratio. Your front end ratio is all creditors, all payments, not including the mortgage this time or proposed mortgage, just your creditors divided by your gross income. Now let's go back to first-time buyers buying and two walking together. Now, see, here's a problem. You, sister, keeping your credit, but I'm around here playing the fool. I got the money, but you got the credit. And so we still can't buy. So two walking together. In agreement. I cannot, if I had anything but the day for buying, it is two walking together in agreement. This is one of the principal reasons that persons are not buying houses. Not income. They're not walking together. And let me stick this in while it's on my mind, because I've been putting this all over places. This is a warning from Renard Boys to women, especially black women all across. If you're in the side of my boys, Instagram, to all women, stop putting these men on your deeds.
Woo!
Don't put no man on no deed, and don't buy no house. Now I'm coming with my unk bag now. Don't put no man on your deed. And don't you buy no house where that joker can't go on the deed and the note with you. Do not put anybody on your deed. Especially for you divorcees and you ran and some of you widowers and you feeling some kind of way and you want God to send, God send it to me. But let him buy us a house. I'm going to stay biblical, Yolanda. Yeah. I'm going to stay right in the word.
Right there.
Adam bought her a house. She didn't put Adam in a house. Make it make sense.
Yes.
He ain't got no house. I know my mother about to scream incorrect English, but I'm gonna say it again. He ain't got no house. And you add it to your deed. Now make that make sense.
Ooh.
You know, I love nursery rhymes, right? And I teach sometime for nursery rhymes. You know, I like the one about the wise red hen. And she said, you done help me plant the corn,
absolutely,
plant the corn, cook the corn. Now you want to come eat the corn. Now you done work for the house. Maybe you and your former husband and all that. And God done left you in a good place, or the good man left you in a good place. Now here come this boll weevil. You know, it's getting cold now. You know, the boll weevil always looking for a home. He looking for some burrow. Yes. He can get up and he come in your house. It's nice up in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got an extra room too? Oh Lord. Yeah. Now he taking inventory. See? And then you unsuspected, you just want love. You ain't ask God nothing though. See, you thought you heard from the Lord. You didn't hear the Lord tell you put that joke on your deed, because that is not scriptural.
Woo.
You won't find it. He's supposed to buy us a house. So here's what we'll do. We'll rent your house, baby, and we'll buy us a house.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work.
Yes.
But Matt, I'm going to add myself to your deed. Or you go live in his house. Or if you say, well, my house is the nicer house, baby, then you come live in there. He got a house to go back to. Yes. Don't add nobody.
Yes.
No man.
Oh, I like that.
To your deed. And I see it happening. And you know why I'm talking about it? Because it's happening a lot. I see it a lot, but I keep hearing about it. And it's bothering me. Yes. So then I got this little platform, not little platform, this great platform with you today. I thought I'd stick that in. So we're perishing due to a lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Common sense stuff. I had a joker come to me and tell me, how long before you record the deed do I get to go up there? I said, what are you talking about? Yeah, man, I met this woman and blah, and she's a widower. All red flags. I started getting a headache when he was talking about it. How long? I wish he had a slip and gave me that woman's phone number. Yes. But I talked about it in hopes that she may have heard it, or somebody would hear it and go tell about it. He started out, and the house is paid for a nod. You calling me nod. The house paid for a nod. I said, now what did you got on your mind? Paid for going on the deed. Now, see, can I give me one more second on this? See, then he gonna come up with them pipe dreams. You know, baby, I always wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah, he gonna come with a pipe dream now. You better believe, because you know how they do. They couldn't finance their dream, but they gonna take your hard-earned equity and baby, I always wanted to open a whatever.
Yes.
A coffee shop or auto shop. Yes. And you got to take your car to the dealer. Got computers now. You can't fix no car no more. But he always had a dream to do something, but never financed his own dream.
Absolutely.
They want to take your equity and funnel his dream.
Yes.
Don't add nobody to your deed.
You know, I've seen that a lot, and I've seen it also when it comes to renting. You have young women who are really making really good money, and they want to rent, and or either say they're on a program, and the first thing they do is they get the home and then they pull in a man. They'll pull a man in and he hadn't hit a lick, hadn't paid a lick. Woo! It is unbelievable.
Oh, I had one fall out with me because she was buying a house and wanted to put the man on the deed.
See?
And I looked at her like she was crazy. She got mad with me. I said, well, from a biblical, as my biblical spiritual persuasion would not allow me to do your mortgage.
Yes.
Look at me. I said, I can't. I refuse. I said, because I know what's coming ahead of you. You don't.
Ooh, that's right. You know the end of that story. How the story
is going to work. Now, he want to bring somebody else up in the house. What can you say? He's on the deed. He want to bring his mammy up in there. He's on the deed. He want to bring his girlfriend up in there. He's on the
He's
D.
on the D.
Want to bring his kids in there and tear the house up. He's on the D. Being on the D, ladies and gentlemen, means a person has half of your equity.
Absolutely.
Half.
Absolutely.
Half. You might as well tear the house. You might as well put a wall down the house. Half his, half yours. Half. And then if he happens to die unexpectedly, then guess what? All them heirs,
Absolutely.
all them outside, I think people, you call it outside charity. All them outside
Here
charity.
they come.
Here they come.
Ooh.
To lay claim to his portion of your equity. So why not do it the right way?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely. Tell us what the pandemic did to us, and as far as the economy and buying and selling. It did a lot of harm because everybody's looking around and saying the economy is just off the hook now. It's like, what how did we get here? So what did the pandemic do to the mortgage and buying and selling market and the economy?
Well, God is good to me. You know, I did a little commercial. I had it on television, and it was a silhouette of this Wells Fargo bank building, and in the far right hand corner, it was a sketch of a man with the light on, and that man was me. I did more money during the pandemic than I did a couple of years before that. So it was good to me.
Yes,
I was the only one open. It was taking the bank 3 months to do a loan. I was closing loans. I ain't never stopped. You know, I just had them slip the papers under the door.
That is marvelous.
Go to Kinko's. You know, you got what they say, necessities of mother of invention, child. So, you know, I said, go to Kinko's or something. But we open, child. We doing business. So it was good for me, Yolanda. It didn't hurt me at all. Yeah. I was here. I was seeing sometime 8, 9 o'clock because the bank were closed.
Oh,
people waiting 2 months to get a mortgage, 3 months to do a mortgage. I was round the clock. I was round.
What a blessing.
You better. I know a lot of people that say they made a lot of money, did very well.
Yes.
You know, the thing is being poised and in position. I read that in the New York Times article one day about a woman who said those who are poised and in position, 2 words, poised, phrase, in position, fare better in a poor market than a good market. You can make money in a poor market. Now, part 2, answering your question still, what did the pandemic do? Well, a lot of us, the mortgage companies were telling people, you don't have to make a payment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mama called me with that stuff. I said, you better keep making your mortgage payment.
You sure better.
I said, don't stop. Don't. And what did they do? Them devils came right back and asked for their money.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people got in modifications. You know, ain't no free money. So what I would tell people, if you could afford to pay your mortgage, keep paying it. But a lot of people fell for that trick. And as a result, a lot of people have went into modifications and they put the payment on the back end. But as a result of that, some people have $80,000, $90,000 seconds that they don't even know about. So if you took a modification, I would advise you to call your mortgage company because you may have a huge second mortgage, a HUD lien, HUD, a HUD lien, against your property and not know about it.
Amazing.
So a lot of people took money that they didn't have to take. Third part of that, investors. Well, in the mortgage industry, now let's talk about investors. It caused us to clamp down because a lot of investors said, I can't make my mortgage payment because my tenant isn't paying the rent.
Ooh.
And what did we say? Well, from this point on, we want 6 months worth of reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Which people, if you have an investment property, you should always have reserves.
Yes.
You never have a tenant in your house and like if they don't make the mortgage, if they don't pay their rent, you can't make your payment.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what being an investor is about. So it caused the mortgage industry to clamp down on the investors to make them more liquid, and more savvy. Now, so that and all those things to me were good things, especially, and I think that a lot of us learned about, once again, living hand to mouth, having all these bills, can't make the mortgage payment. It's a lot. It wasn't just the pandemic. I think what the pandemic was just, it shook it just shook it was already a shaky foundation. It
Yes.
took that one last thing for the building to topple over, because a lot of our financial foundations are built on sand anyway.
Mm.
They're not based on firm foundations. A lot of us are just one paycheck away. You know, Malik Al-Shabazz, Malcolm X said that most Americans only one paycheck away from poverty. One paycheck. And we ought not live like that. One paycheck
Absolutely.
ought not determine us. Now, I'm not shaking my finger at the single woman, the single mother with children, and nobody's paying the child support. I'm not talking to her. I'm not talking to grandmama who's taking in children, grandchildren, and she's trying to raise them a second time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hardworking people getting up every day and just making crazy
Yes.
financial decisions.
Absolutely.
And we ought to.
Bernard, yes. Can you talk to us about homelessness? What in the world? You know, a few years back, Hampton Roads, you didn't see everybody on the corner in the cars and in the woods. What in the world has happened
Well,
wherein homelessness is just like it's out there?
Well, just for me personally, I can't really address it from a I guess from a program standpoint. But for me, it speaks to the it definitely speaks to the heart of the country, of the nation. Every country is judged by the way it treats the least of these. Jesus
Yes.
did say, "Suffer the children to come unto me," and so when we turn our back on our elders, who are the pillars of our society, and we turn our back on children,
Yes.
it speaks to the heart of this country, the spirit of the country. But it also gives rise for to an opportunity for the church to stand up and
Oh, I
show itself
like that.
mighty.
Yes.
I'm not talking about any particular church, but I'm talking about the body collective,
Absolutely.
yeah, where we have to get beyond denominational these things that separate us, these conflicts that Kojic and Church of God in Christ and Mormon and Episcopalian and Baptist and Seventh Day Adventist and Third Baptist and First, all of us, the church has the church, see, when crises come, I think the church misses it. I know we miss it because
Yes.
it's the opportunity for us to show that
Yes.
the kingdom is in the position to do something about it.
Absolutely.
We're not supposed to be affected by world things. We're in the world, but not of it, right?
Yes.
So if we're kingdom minded, these are kingdom opportunities. You know what I said to my mother? Let's go back to COVID. There was no reason. I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'm gonna say it anyway. There
Mm-hmm.
was no reason for children to miss school because most churches have some of the greatest social media equipment that you could ever find.
Absolutely.
Some of them got smoke and fog machine, light, camera, action,
Everything.
and you're full of school teachers and former school teachers. My mother being a 30-year decorated school teacher.
Oh,
So why did literacy have to suffer?
yes.
Why
Absolutely.
did the special needs babies not get attention? You got all them, and people say, well, you got to do spaces. Some churches can hold 1,500 people. Some of
True.
y'all open those dividers, you can put 700 people in there. See, this is to me, what the church is about. And I feel that the church got an F on its report card during pandemic when it came to education, because there's a school teacher, administrators, people that work with social services,
Yes.
they're dietitians, they're food prep people. The church had all it needed. It was a great opportunity for the church to really show the world
Yes.
we ain't got to miss a beat. Our children are still going to be educated as opposed to being 2 years behind. And guess what? Now they want to cut out all these programs.
Yes.
These children. It is still an opportunity for the church to show itself mighty. And a lot of our children are behind. They're taking out the classics. They're reading and they're studying just to pass a test, an SOL. So guess what? We need to bring the elementary school right back into the building.
We
They
need,
bring
yes.
algebra and science right because we got science teachers in there. Everything that the body needs, they should be able to find it right there.
We got to come from under the bed shaking. Sometimes we're too afraid. We just get just like the world, just afraid of everything. And, we just, go under. We go under the bed and you can't get us out.
Right.
I don't know what it's going to take. But I wanted to talk about something that you've done in your business with educating us on mortgages and finances and things like that. Tell us about the opportunities that you've given to help people learn more about the mortgage industry and buying and just investing and managing
Well,
our and
forums
students.
like this, forums like this is an excellent thing. We've done, of course, we did Peace for years, and we've done Sky 4 and other television stations. But now we're really on this financial, I guess I would say, wealth building campaign,
Yes.
because they have a new program called a DSCR, right? Debt service management, debt service ratio. In other words, that as long as your mortgage payment, your rent meets or exceeds your mortgage. And what I'm excited about, there are so many women getting into the investing game. Now
Yes.
let's talk about that along with being a first time buyer. What I would tell any buyer to be is to do would be to buy a multi-unit fourplex duplex as your first property. Now you have someone that's going to pay your mortgage and you've got your first investment piece. But those who are seasoned professionals and have equity, and while we're talking about the no doc, there's a new program. The no doc used to require very good credit. Well, now a program, see, God is always opening opportunities and we missed the boat. So here we get everybody get on the boat, right? So now the no doc has gone down to a 600 score. Some lenders saying they'll do as low as a 550. Unbelievable. So for all of you who have a ton of investment property, and the man said you can't tap your equity, the man said you can't get it because you couldn't go to the bank because your credit score is too low, you can get a no doc loan as low as a 550 score and extract money from all those properties, buy more, or build wealth building with that. So that no doc is an opportunity for us to really get in the game and to buy property, especially those in the a lot of people in that group home space now, right?
Yes.
Lots of people in the group home space. Well, what's the problem in people in the group home space? They're often renting property as opposed to buying property. If you're in business, if you don't own the real estate, you're truly not in business. And the persons that are your tenants or your clients, rather, can be paying off your mortgage.
Absolutely.
They should be paying off your mortgage. And in the realm of buying homes, let's talk about this while we got a few minutes left. The Veterans VA passed a law. Nobody talks about it 2 years ago. That all you need is 12 months clean credit. Just 12 months. If you've been on time for 12 months, you can buy a house. There's no reason for any veteran. I don't care what no other mortgage company told you because they try to go by Fannie Mae guidelines. If you've been on time for 12 months, even if you've had a repo, if you've had a judgment, you can buy a house if you've been on time for 12 months. In Virginia, this Tallwood area is full of vets.
Wow.
Disabled vets, 100% vets. They deacons sitting on your front row and front bench every Sunday and renting homes.
Ooh.
Those are the opportunities. VA has said we don't care which scrubs, within reason. Last 12 months clean credit. You got the no doc. Now you got the no doc for horrible credit. And I give you one more new program. Now we have no doc for primary residence. Let's say a woman like you, and we can't actually pinpoint where your money's coming from, right? You got all that equity and you got a good score. We have a no doc for primary residence.
Wow.
Now look at that game changer. Game changer, game changer, game changers. Now those are the three most paramount programs out right now. And we got to take advantage and not miss the boat.
We have to, or we're going to end up in the wrong place. I tell you what, I want to say thank you so much for being on. You got to come back and talk to us again. Just so much experience and just so many things that you've accomplished and you shared with us. Thank you for all that you do. And thank you for finally, look, I finally see Renaud S. Boyce after hearing so much about you and your Temple mortgage. And it's just a joy to, to be educated more and more in this day and time. We need education.
Yeah.
You mentioned perishing for the lack of knowledge, and we need to we really need to educate ourselves
Well,
in
you're
order to make it.
but you're part of the solution. You are definitely. I compliment you for all that you're doing. We need brothers and sisters like you. I thank you for thinking enough of me to invite me, because persons like you are at the forefront of bringing knowledge to the community. We praise God for you equally.
Thank,
You're doing a wonderful work, and this is a work, and don't think it's not, because you're bringing knowledge to a group of people that I may not otherwise be able to talk to. So thank
absolutely.
you.
Well, thank you. And look, we're gonna let you go because I know you're a busy man. But blessings to you. Have a wonderful day, and we look forward to hearing from you again.
All right, and I you be blessed, sister.
God bless you.
Bye bye.
So you all, I tell you, oh boy, there are some things that we need to do. Educating ourselves about our future and having the American dream. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, we want things, but preparing for them is key. And laying a good foundation for things is key. Who doesn't want the white picket fence in the home? Who wants to pay? And I'm telling you, as a landlord, people paying so much money for rent. You look and say, you really could get your own home. You paying me all this, you could really get your own home and have a piece of the pie, the American dream. I want to thank Reynard S. Boyce. You all check him out. His mortgage company, Temple Mortgage LLC. You can reach out to social media and find him, or you can Google his company. He's been at it for a minute, and he is definitely established, and he is able and willing to teach us how to live better, do better, and have the things that we need without the strain. Without the strain, oh my God, without the debt. If we would only listen. And see, this is the thing about it. He's not just talking. I know this to be a fact. When you begin to steward and manage yourself, your finances, your credit, you can get anything you want in this life. Anything you really, really want, because you know what it takes to get things right. So make sure you all, he was saying different programs, listen to the show again and listen to some of the programs that he mentioned. Listen to some of the veteran opportunity. There are some first time buyer opportunities out there, he mentioned. And you can always reach out to him when you are looking for investment. Looking for things to help you invest or buy. Uh, Again, Temple Mortgage LLC is in Norfolk, and you can go ahead and Google and get that information. I want to thank you all for joining me. So many of you all on. I see L Mimo is on. A joined. Abdo, he joined. Uh, Andre, how are you? Andre Samuels, my friend, he's on. Alicia, hey, beautiful. Laura, hi. Hooks, what's going on? Let's see. Um, ANES, Ains, I think that's how you pronounce it. Uh, let's see. SABIRTUCKEY. Join. Glang, GLANG, hi. C Dub, what's going on? M Soldier, hi. Emma, hello. Nassim, I think that's how you pronounce it, Nassim. Lace, 11. Jamie, what's going on? Eduardo. How are you? Abdul, I think Abdullah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Uh, Sam's JG Jesus, I believe, something like that. Six Nigel, Kim, hi. D Tech, hello. Sine, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yvette, what's going on? Cleveland, uh, Libert, Libert, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Angie, so many of you on. Pearlie Owens, hi. Jacqueline, what's going on? Deborah, hi. Noor, Noor, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Renee, just so many folks. Joe, J Lovely, Calvin, uh, just so love. How are you, Tommy? Hi, uh, MFew. I think that's MFEW. I believe that's what I see. Jean, hi, hello. Just yams. It's just so many of you on. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. Sheila Robb is my girl. Hello. Temple Media, Temple Template Media joined. And Jakita86 is over here on Instagram. All you all on Facebook. Hello, blessings, LinkedIn, Twitter. Look, don't forget to follow me. I will follow you back. If you haven't been over here on TikTok, Y Hinton, FY Radio, get yourself over here and make sure you follow me. And I'm definitely going to follow you. What I tell you what, I really enjoyed talking to Mr. Boyce, and I'm sure so much that he could tell us. But he is definitely a wealth of knowledge, and he is definitely on point with how he sees us and how we can do better, and how we need to, educate ourselves in order to continue to live. We talked about homelessness, and sometimes homelessness is there for a lot of reasons, but sometimes homelessness is there when we don't really know how to manage, or our opportunities dry up, and we have the opportunity to do right and we don't do right sometimes with our finances. Sometimes, now everybody's not homeless because they haven't done right with their money. Sometimes there are other reasons why people are homeless, but we want to make sure people get educated and able to survive in an economy like this. The economy, things are going up, they're getting higher. I've noticed after the pandemic, everything went up. Seemed like people are trying to make up for their losses, and so everything has gone sky high. For that reasons, we need to be on point with our money, and how we steward. And so we'll be talking about that on our Money and More segment, a little bit more about stewardship and things we need to do in order to stay on point in an economy like this. Whoo! Sometimes it is absolutely spooky on how things have just shot up. You go out and try to eat dinner with the family now. It is just like you may have to share a plate. It is just has gotten kind of bad when it comes to the goods and services that we need. We've got to pay them. Why? Because hey, without them, you can't. You may not be able to function in certain areas. You've got to have certain things. You got to have food. You have to have shelter. You have to have water. You have to have air. You've got to have these essential things. And so sometimes, like Mr. Boyce said, you may have to put down some of those extras, some of those things that are only wants in order to have your needs met. So I want to thank him again for being on FYI Morning Show with us. Let me give you all a few upcoming shows. Wednesday I'll be on. Have a great topics. That's our men's segment. Fun Friday is coming up, and we want you to join us then. Also, we have a collection of ladies, wonderful women that are going to be on our lineup of talking about things that concern our women and families. And you be sure to tune in. I will be putting out there when our first uh, person is going to come on, a contributor, uh, when they'll come on and when they'll share, and we'll talk. We'll have panel discussions, and we will, just make sense out of some of the things that we need to get our hands on. I like the idea, like I said, Dr. Boyce being on and telling us that we've got to get a hand on our finances. Women have to wake up because they are making so much more. They're kind of like heading households, but they have to do it with care and things like that. So we'll be talking about things to help women navigate through life. Um, uh, we'll talk about things that help families pull together and move forward. And we'll also motivate and energize and give hope to those, that are, going through things. One of the key things that we will be talking about is self care. Self care. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of you, and you've got to make sure you are building your mind, your soul, your body, everything, so you can continue on this journey. This journey is not easy at times, especially when we don't have things lined up like we need, especially when we are lacking knowledge, especially when, life is lifing. You may have a whole lot of things in place, but then life comes, the unexpected, the suddenlies come up, and we want to definitely talk to you all about those. So we have a collection of our contributors coming on in the month of August, and we're looking forward to it. We just had a great show on our cryptocurrency. Jason Baker talked to us. If you get a chance, go through our feed on YouTube, Facebook, and see some of those shows that we've just had. We're going to do our sports talk. Shout out Mondays, of course, our summer fun. We're going to continue with that. Around the town, definitely around the town, and much, much more. We're looking forward to some great shows, great guests. Since we are filling up our calendar, if you're interested in being a special guest, intern, or sponsor, please, please, please inbox me, DM me right here, or make sure you email fyradioshow@gmail.com. Be a special guest, again, be a sponsor, be an intern. Follow me on social media, and like I said, I'll follow you back. I want to mention also our anti-bullying initiative, our Community Against Bullying, a call to action now. Crystal Community and Bullvik LLC, one of our sponsors. We're going to be sponsoring pizza and a dialogue for our youth, talking to our youth about things that they are concerned about. Of course, we'll highlight bullying, and we'll try to find solutions to annihilate some of these problems that our children or people in general are facing. So look, you all be blessed. Again, the contact email is fyradioshow@gmail.com, or you can DM right here and tell me how you enjoyed the show or not enjoyed the show, or some things you think we should cover that we haven't, whatever's on your mind. Great things to help motivate our listeners and viewers. Go ahead and reach out and reach out and join me, and reach out and share some of your feelings, who you are, and what you feel about things. Let me see if I can go over here to our friends. Denise Sherrod said, great show. Thank you so much, Denise. God bless you so much for all you do. And let's see, anybody else that's on, we want to say thank you so, so much. So look, be blessed. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm going to see you back here on Wednesday for another great FYI morning show live. That's Thank you so much. So look, TikTok, we're gonna say goodbye to you all first, and we'll see you soon. Yes.